On our broadcast here tonight, blowback, the slump deepens, the market tumbles, and striking evidence today on live TV of some very deep fault lines over the president's recovery plan. The finish line, the endless effort to keep the state of California in business tonight, what it's going to take and how painful will it be? Heart of darkness, it's one of the most lawless, dangerous places on earth. Ann Curry is there and reporting for us tonight. And take it to the bank. You will want to see the good news story we found in the midst of this bad economy. Also tonight, the Hollywood special effects that are made a long, long way from here. Nightly News begins now.
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with Brian Williams.
Good evening. About the only consensus in this country these days is that the economy's bad and millions of Americans are suffering as a result. When the question becomes how to fix it, that's where people disagree. While the polls show most Americans support the president's plan, the White House will tell you the president couldn't wait to try to get everybody on board before acting. Today, more of those withering economic numbers came out, and the debate over using billions in taxpayer dollars to help homeowners in trouble spilled out onto live television today. CNBC's Trish Regan is here with us tonight for more on this. Trish, good evening.
Good evening, Brian. It certainly did spill out onto live TV. We heard loud and clear from CNBC's Rick Santelli, who expressed something millions of Americans paying their mortgages on time may now feel.
The government is promoting bad behavior.
The day started with the populist shot heard round the world. CNBC's Rick Santelli, who covers the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, whipped up a frenzy when he spoke out from the trading pit against government money bailing out homeowners who are in over their heads.
This is America. How many of you people want to pay for your neighbor's mortgage that has an extra bathroom and can't pay their bills? Raise their hand. How about we all? President Obama, are you listening?
It couldn't have been any better than Rick Santelli.
The government is promoting bad behavior.
Santelli's
outrage reverberated across the country, from talk radio listeners in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, one of the hardest hit real estate markets.
We have done everything we're supposed to do, and I don't want to bail anyone out.
Yeah, well, now you're going to, without anybody asking you, to the streets of New York.
I have seen people take advantage of the system, and I don't believe that help is in order.
They have the mortgages, and it's their responsibility to pay them.
President Obama's plan to save the housing market by stemming foreclosures will not only cost taxpayers $275 billion, but also, critics say, will set a bad precedent. Why pay your mortgage if the government will ultimately bail you out?
It is a bitter pill to swallow, but it's one we need to swallow so that the financial system, the economy, don't slide away.
The system is already in jeopardy. Today, the Dow closed at 74.65, a 6.5-year low. The number of Americans continuing to file for unemployment benefits hit a record high of nearly 5 million people today, while foreclosures are up 18% from a year ago.
You have a choice. Either you can help your neighbor and help them so that they can stay in their home, or don't help them and they'll lose their home and it'll cost you money because you will be worth less because your home will have just dropped in value.
Now, so far, there's no consensus on whether the
housing plan will work. Investors are not showing a lot of enthusiasm, though, with the Dow hitting a level not seen since October 2002, and bank stocks like Citi and Bank of America both losing about 14% today. So, Brian, you know, there's some real concern out there that we're going to continue seeing a deterioration in housing prices and, of course, more problems for the economy.
You told me earlier, though, a number in the newsroom that surprised me. We talk a lot about mortgage troubles. After all, it's what started this whole mess we're in, and yet the percentage of Americans who pay their mortgages on time is?
92%. Amazing, huh? It really shows you how confidence is very much a factor in all of this.
And right now, the fear is among a lot of investors that that number will deteriorate. So maybe next month, it's not going to be 92%. Right. And that's the fear as you see more and more mortgages that need to reset. Don't forget, a lot of these are adjustable rate mortgages. They will be resetting. And the concern is people might not be able to pay in the future.
Trish Regan, always great to have you. Thank you very much. Still on the economy, but we go west to California and the long march to prevent the state from sliding into insolvency. After some late-night deal-making, now comes the very hard part. Higher taxes, deep cuts now in services, and lots more borrowing. Our report from NBC's George Lewis.
At dawn this morning, exhausted legislators finally agreed on a state budget for California, ending a bitter partisan deadlock that had lasted almost 3 months.
I think that the people are sick and tired of politicians fighting, if it is in Washington or if it is in Sacramento.
To end the fight here, the Republican governor and the Democrats who run the legislature made a deal with one Republican state senator who had been holding out against new taxes but wanted changes in election laws.
I did what was right for the people of California, and I'll defend my vote to the end.
The new budget does have $12 billion in tax hikes. Sales taxes will increase 1% to 9.25%. The personal income tax rate will go up by 0.25%.
The legislature turned down a plan to increase gasoline taxes 12 cents a gallon, but doubled fees on car licenses.
Among the budget cuts, education takes a big hit, $8.6 billion.
This has been a long, very painful journey.
A lesson for 45 other states also grappling with their budgets.
This is what happens when partisans force their elected representatives to pay more attention to ideology than to the needs and the concerns of the general public.
A public not exactly delighted with their elected officials.
It's ridiculous. It's a disgusting situation.
And if the economy gets worse, the Golden State could need another new budget. George Lewis, NBC News, Los Angeles.
President Obama made his first trip out of the country today to Canada, which proved to be very friendly turf. Our chief White House correspondent, Chuck Todd, traveling with the president with us tonight from Ottawa. Chuck, good evening.
Good evening, Brian. Well, after 3 days of traveling on Air Force One, it seemed to be mundane for the president to be on the road, and that may be why he was a little bit unprepared for the rousing reception he received today here in Ottawa. Canada's leaders welcomed Mr. Obama formally on his first presidential foreign trip today. But the enthusiasm was overwhelming among ordinary Canadians, thousands of whom braved freezing temperatures to catch a glimpse of the American leader.
It was an incredible moment, really, to have this sort of collective feeling that, yes, he knows we're here, and he knows we're here to see him.
The official reason for the presidential visit? To tackle 3 issues. Explore joint efforts to stimulate the economy, jumpstart joint energy research on climate change, and sort out policy toward Afghanistan. The joint press conference with Canadian Prime Minister Stephen Harper was the president's first chance to discuss his decision to deploy 17,000 new troops to Afghanistan.
I ordered the additional troops because I felt it was necessary to stabilize the situation there in advance of the elections that are coming up.
Most of the public back and forth between the two leaders was friendly and agreeable, but there was some subtle tension over trade. The president wants to toughen the language in the North American Free Trade Agreement.
With a NAFTA agreement that has labor provisions and environmental provisions as side agreements, strikes me if those side agreements mean anything, then they might as well be incorporated into the main body of the agreement so that they can be effectively enforced.
But the Prime Minister, in very diplomatic terms, seemed to lecture the president on protectionist tendencies.
We expect the United States to adhere to its international obligations. I have every expectation. We're perfectly willing to look at ways we can address some of these concerns, which I understand.
You know what I need is a keychain.
The president wrapped up his day as a tourist, stopping at a local Ottawa market, appeasing ordinary Canadians who were upset that he had scheduled no public events. Now, Brian, the president also made a little news on the auto front when he was saying that he believes the industry needs, quote, significant restructuring. Those are words that are normally associated with companies that end up having to file for bankruptcy. And one fun note, Brian, the president admitted in an interview with a Canadian television network that he has never seen a hockey game. That's not something that's going to make him very popular here in Canada.
A whole lot of people want to fix that. Okay, Chuck Todd in Ottawa for us tonight, traveling with the president. Chuck, thanks. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton continued her trip to Asia today with a visit to South Korea. As you're about to see, as she goes about remaking that job, she sent some unmistakable signals to North Korea, where nuclear ambitions and an emerging power struggle now mix together. Our chief foreign affairs correspondent, Andrea Mitchell, is traveling with Secretary Clinton in Seoul, South Korea.
On the flight to Seoul, Hillary Clinton abandoned the usual diplomatic niceties. In unusually blunt talk, she said the U.S. is concerned that a struggle to succeed North Korea's leader, Kim Jong-il, is already underway and could turn into a full-blown crisis. Kim, who turned 67 this week, looks frail. U.S. and diplomatic sources say he has not recovered from a stroke last August. According to one recent visitor, he is no longer, quote, all there. What are the signs of a power shift? Today, the North threatened military action against the South. Last week, Kim replaced his defense minister. And now word that Kim's youngest son, in his mid-20s, would likely succeed his father. Especially troubling, the North has stopped dismantling its main nuclear facility and is now threatening to test a long-range missile. These satellite pictures show the launch pad this week.
How worried are you that they will fire another long-range missile?
Well, it would not be helpful for them to do so.
Clinton plans to name a former ambassador, Stephen Bosworth, as her Korean envoy. He was just in Pyongyang.
It's clearly going to be a very difficult process, as we all know.
Most experienced diplomats agree with Clinton that Kim Jong-il is fading from power. But some were surprised that she was so frank about it.
Now, which school is that?
On her first trip, Clinton is striking out on her own. Earlier today, venturing into a poor Jakarta neighborhood and trying to reach young Indonesians by appearing on their favorite music show called Awesome.
So I was going to be on an awesome show.
Yeah, exactly what. What is your favorite music?
It's really the old standbys, like the Beatles and the Rolling Stones.
Okay.
And I am really, very, good. I don't feel so old.
A newly minted diplomat who isn't afraid to say what she thinks. Andrea Mitchell, NBC News, Seoul.
And when our broadcast continues here this Thursday night, Ann Curry reports from Africa on the search for justice in a place where it's often very difficult to find. And when we come back, could the answer to the nation's financial problems be right there in your hometown?
Capturing the beauty of nature. That's my vision. Every day, Transitions lenses are there to help care for my sight.
Transitions lenses adjust to changing light to reduce glare and help protect your eyes from UV damage so you can see better today and tomorrow. Live your vision. Transitions, healthy sight in every light. To learn how Transitions lenses can help protect your family's eyesight, go to our website or stop by a Walmart Vision Center near you.
Should a man over 50 take the same multivitamin as a woman?
I don't think so.
One a day men's 50 Plus Advantage. The only complete multivitamin with support for prostate and heart health, plus more ginkgo for memory and concentration. Nice. From One a Day.
I'm Bruce Johnson, and I'm an inventor. I was always congested at night, and that meant a bad night of sleep. I tried everything from padded paper clips to straws. Finally, one night I was laying in bed, and I thought, outside of the nose, not inside.
Inside Breathe Right nasal strips are 2 plastic bands that lift open nasal passages so you breathe better and sleep better.
My nasal passages stay open, and I can breathe really quite relaxed.
If you have a cold, allergies, deviated septum, or snore, try Breathe Right and you'll notice a difference. Introducing Neutrogena's 14-Day Skin Rescue. This kit combines powerful anti-aging technologies to transform skin in just 14 days.
Not quite instant gratification, but close enough.
Neutrogena.
What you did at this morning's meeting, that was pure poetry.
Stop it.
Hello, you spotted $1 million accounting error that no one else noticed.
That was pretty sweet.
But you did have 8 layers of sweet, crunchy backup.
What can I say? You're the man. Or the little dude.
That's me.
Stay sharp by stopping mid-morning hunger with Kellogg's Frosted Mini Wheat Cereal. It's an excellent source of fiber that helps you stay full and focused.
He's a little focused right now. Can I take a message?
We're back, and with all the headlines about big bank bailouts we hear day after day, we report so many each night, it's easy to forget the backbone of this country's banking system is the regional and local banks that we pass by each day where we live. Tonight, we look at one North Carolina bank that didn't need taxpayer money, but took it anyway in order to make sure that money flows into the U.S. economy. Here's NBC's Roger O'Neill.
Finding answers to the big housing mess still seems pretty blurry.
Are they more clear on one or more clear on two?
But a small-town banker in North Carolina is focusing on a plan for new home buyers,
There's A
which could be 2020.
and B.
It's a really simple plan.
Kim Price says he'll use that federal TARP money for what it was intended for.
We can use that money to fund these loans at lower interest rates to help move this economy and help move these houses, help these builders.
Price is a community banker, Citizen South in Gastonia, an old textile town in the shadows of Charlotte. Like most of the nation's 8,000 small, locally owned banks, Citizens is not in any trouble. Less than 1% of its loans are in default.
Thank you, Mr. Mueller. Have a good day.
Community bankers like to say they know their customers by name, whereas at a big bank, you're just a number. Price says he's proud to continue his bank's 105-year-old conservative philosophy.
I just wanted to be a community banker. I saw them as a child when I grew up. You know, they were the respected people.
He's a boys and girls club kind of guy. No chauffeurs, no jets. And relishes spaghetti night at home.
Dinner time, wash your hands.
The Price plan offers 3.5% interest for the first 2 years of a 30-year mortgage. And all closing costs are paid by builders.
If I can sell this house, I can pay off a loan and start another house.
The first house sold this week. It's been suggested rather than tongue-lashing the nation's big bankers who made bad decisions, Congress should start listening to small bankers with good ideas. The Kim Prices, who have not lost the trust of customers they know by name. Roger O'Neill, NBC News, Gastonia, North Carolina.
From the economy to the world of sports, there's word that Tiger Woods is ready for his comeback. The golf great announced he will return to the course next week, defending his title in Arizona. He has not played since last June when he underwent reconstructive surgery on his left knee. Competition begins next Wednesday. It'll be broadcast by NBC Sports next Saturday and Sunday, beginning at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. We continue the Thursday edition in just a moment, and we'll have the latest from Ann Curry and some remarkable stories of survival in what is still one of the most dangerous spots on Earth.
I thought I knew all about my high cholesterol.
But then my doctor told me something I didn't know.
While I was building my life, plaque was building in my arteries. It had been building up most of my life.
That's why my doctor prescribed Crestor, to help slow the buildup of plaque.
People like you are learning that plaque can build up in arteries over time, and that along with diet, Crestor lowers bad cholesterol, raises good, and is approved to slow the buildup of plaque in arteries. Is Crestor right for you? Crestor isn't for everyone, like people with liver disease or women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. Simple blood tests will check for liver problems. You should tell your doctor about other medicines you're taking, or if you have muscle pain or weakness, that could be a sign of serious side effects. Like others, while you've been building your life, plaque may have been building in your arteries. Find out more at Crestor.com. Then ask your doctor if it's time for Crestor.
If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
Nothing is going to stop me from eating the foods I love, even when I know they cause gas. Beano stops gas before it starts. These stop gas after it starts. But if you wait until gas starts, isn't that too late? Take Beano before, and there'll be no gas.
When you have a cold, warmth can comfort you. New Tylenol warming liquids relieve your painful cold symptoms, so you feel warmer and you feel better all over.
My grandkids are a great reason for me to keep my bones strong. But even with calcium, vitamin D, and exercise, I still got osteoporosis. I never thought I could do more than stop my bone loss. And then my doctor told me I could, with once monthly Boniva. Boniva works with your body to help stop and reverse bone loss. Studies show after 1 year on Boniva, 9 out of 10 women stopped and reversed their bone loss. I know I did.
Don't take Boniva if you have low blood calcium, severe kidney disease, or can't sit or stand for at least 1 hour. Follow dosing instructions carefully. Stop taking Boniva and tell your doctor if you have difficult or painful swallowing, chest pain, or severe or continuing heartburn, as these may be signs of serious upper digestive problems. If jaw problems or severe bone, joint, and or muscle pain develop, tell your doctor.
I've got this one body and this one life, so I wanted to stop my bone loss, but I did more. I reversed it with Boniva. Ask your doctor if Boniva can help you stop losing and start reversing.
For a free trial offer, call 1-800-4-BONIVA.
A handsome pastor, a jealous follower. Who wanted this young woman to die? Murder in God's House. A new Dateline. Friday, 10/9 Central on NBC.
We are back now with In Depth, and tonight it comes from our own Ann Curry, who this week's on a return visit to Africa. Political and tribal strife in Darfur have left a wasteland of famine, dislocation, and death. 2 years ago, Ann first discovered everyday life there to be a struggle simply to survive, and now Ann has gone back again, traveling to Chad and its border with the Darfur region. And here tonight, a look at what she found this time.
On our journey to the Chad-Darfur border, we are in search of two survivors we first met 2 years ago. Among the tens of thousands still living in refugee camps, still haunted by the atrocities they suffered, we found them. In 2006, 17-year-old Aziza had told us then she was gathering firewood when suddenly 3 men rode up on horseback and chased her down. One of the men, an Arab wearing a Sudanese uniform, caught her and asked her what tribe she was from. He said, "You are black, you have no place here." Then she said he grabbed her tightly and raped her. Then a trembling teenager. Today, Aziza is a woman with a quiet strength about her. She is now married, living with her husband's extended family, and is about to have her first child. She says, "I married a man who is good to me. I am still scared when I collect firewood, now for my baby too. But if it's a girl, I will protect her. I don't want her to be a victim as I was." The scars on her neck and arms are gone, so there's still one that won't go away. She can't forget. Cummins was 13 when we last saw him, an orphan, his mother dead, and he didn't know where his father was. He drew pictures for us of the attack on his village and said it had been hit by bombs from a Sudanese plane, a plane he said was sent by Sudanese President Omar al-Bashir. He was full of fear. "I'm scared because I ran away from death, and to be killed here makes me scared." The scars Kama suffered in the beating from a soldier then are still there, but he is now a tall, strong 15-year-old who takes care of his blind grandmother. When we asked if the president of Sudan should be punished for the atrocities in Darfur, he said, "Maybe if he's prosecuted, it will mean we'll have rights." Thomas now spends his day selling bread on the street. He is too old for the refugee camp school, but still dreams of becoming a doctor. Two refugees of Darfur's tragedy who refuse to be broken. In spite of everything, they still hope that someday they can go home. Ann Curry, NBC News, Chad.
We want to let you know Ann's reporting from that troubled part of the world continues tomorrow, first on the Today program, then again here on this broadcast. And tomorrow it will include her conversation with actor and longtime activist George Clooney, who is also on the trip. When we come back here tonight, jobs going overseas right before coming back here again.
The Swiffer Duster Extender cleans so completely, you'll never go back to your old duster again. Why go part of the way clean? Swiffer Duster Extender reaches up to 3 feet to go where others can't and traps some rocks, dust, and allergens. Swiffer cleans better or your money back, guaranteed. Lubriderm, the skin therapist, says, unhappy skin can feel like itself again with new Lubriderm Daily Moisture. Light and clean, it's clinically shown to moisturize for 24 hours to turn dry skin into healthier skin. Lubriderm.
It's clear we need more energy from all sources. And most Americans agree we need more domestic oil and natural gas. But does that mean you'll see more oil and gas platforms? Well, with advanced subsea technology, one platform can now gather oil from wells 40 miles away. So what used to take many just a few years ago now takes only one. That's more of the oil and natural gas we need from less than meets the eye. Log on to learn more.
Anxious about quitting cold turkey? Make that first step easier with the Nicoderm CQ patch. Nicoderm steps you down from nicotine gradually, doubling your chance for success. Nicoderm CQ, 3 steps and weeks, and you're free.
When my wife started forgetting things, the doctor said it could be Alzheimer's. I didn't want to believe it. But that night at the bowling alley... Where's Alice? She seems a little confused. That's when I knew. I couldn't wait. Our doctor told us prescription Aricept is the only treatment proven effective for all stages of Alzheimer's. Studies showed Aricept slows the progression of symptoms. It improves cognition and slows the decline of overall function.
Aricept is well tolerated, but not for everyone. People at risk for stomach ulcers or who take certain other medicines should tell their doctors because serious stomach problems such as bleeding may get worse. Some people may experience fainting. Some people may have nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, bruising, or not sleep well. Some people may have muscle cramps or loss of appetite, or may feel tired. In studies, these were usually mild and temporary. We really love this place.
Talk to your doctor about Alzheimer's treatments, including Aricept. Don't wait. Alzheimer's isn't waiting.
This is a KGW News Channel 8 update. Next, Governor Kuligowski is taking a pay cut to help schools. Now he's asking teachers to make a sacrifice, his budget plan, and the plunge from a bridge near Yakult when a bungee cord snapped. And we'll snap this dry spell sometime soon. I'm Matt Safino. I'll let you know when, coming up at 6. So this weekend, Americans will gather in front of television sets for that seemingly endless celebration of Hollywood known as the Academy Awards. It's the one night on the West Coast when the industry really does get to pretend that what they do is magic. Though there is magic to the science of movie making and the electronics, and some of that these days is getting made in a very unlikely place, a place called Bollywood, the bustling Hollywood of India. NBC's Ian Williams reports tonight from Mumbai.
It was a big-budget Hollywood movie, but the Oscar-winning special effects for the Golden Compass were put together in India, in a thatched village, where beyond an ancient door, a video conference links the village with Los Angeles.
The nose looks nice and fleshy.
The village is a replica built inside a Mumbai commercial complex, designed as a creative environment for the 250 employees of Rhythm and Hughes, the LA-based special effects studio. From here, they've worked on 40 Hollywood movies, India taking up the work when LA goes to bed.
We're able to essentially have a 24-hour operations and get a lot more throughput of the work.
Across Mumbai, colleges are struggling to meet the demand for animators, trained in the importance of exaggerating expression.
Body modeling.
Hollywood studios are attracted by the low costs, but also the English language skills and keen imagination of the Indian artists. Framebox alone has opened 50 colleges in less than a year.
We can become multi-billion-dollar outsourcing industry just like IT business.
But production costs, a tenth of those in the US, aren't the only thing bringing American studios to India. They're after a slice of the Bollywood action. The Indian film industry is the world's biggest, turning out 1,000 films a year.
Hollywood continues to pack in the audience with a well-established action formula. So the potential here for computer animation is enormous.
At Rhythm and Hughes, the race is on to create what they call an iconic character for India, an Indian Bugs Bunny.
The Indian entertainment market is booming, it's growing very fast, and whoever can come up with those characters and those stories that resonate with the Indian audiences is going to be in a great position.
And since opening in India, Rhythm and Hughes has also added more than 400 jobs in LA. This outsourcing business isn't a one-way street. Ian Williams, NBC News, Mumbai.
And that's our broadcast for this Thursday night. Thank you for being with us. I'm Brian Williams.
TV is my lifeline to the state, to the arts, to politics, to what's happening internationally. I love the Oregon Public Broadcasting Cornerstone Society. It is a very meaningful place to share my enthusiasm and my passion for OPB.
To find out more about the OPB Cornerstone Society, please visit opb.org/cornerstone or call Julie Arnzen at 503-977-7765.
In the early Tuskegee Airmen, from all over the country, I mean, that was the biggest surprise. Well, it wasn't a surprise to us because we knew there were smart, educated people all over the country, good athletes, etc., and all that. Why so many came from Pennsylvania, we haven't figured out yet.
There's a battle up ahead.
Tune in Tuesday night at 11.
Shop opb.org. Support OPB and take home the programs you love. You'll find the best of OPB. Programs, books, music, and more available online. and members get a 10% discount. Shop opb.org.
This week on Oregon Art Beat, professional horse trainer Kimberly Jellin also paints vibrant, exciting images of her favorite animal. Portland's Midnight Serenaders play music from the 20s and 30s with their own innovative twist. And he uses a technique that masters like Michelangelo used. Meet fresco painter Jack Portland and find out how a dramatic event changed his art.
Join us tonight at 8 here on OPB. The Collins Foundation. The Collins Foundation is dedicated to improving the quality of life in Oregon.
Schwabe, Williamson, and Wyatt, proudly celebrating Oregon's 150th birthday and inviting you to join the party at Oregon150.org.